How now, brown cow? Oh, we are.
That's the folding mountain. I can't hear him on the mic.
You're not on the mic. They can just hear me do a mess. Hello,
Hi.
everybody.
Sorry, I was just showing my medal off
It's on the video.
to the camera.
Welcome back to the Time on Feet podcast. My name is Alyssa,
I'm George.
and we are giving you a bonus episode today to talk all about our most recent foray in the ultra world. Folding Mountain Ultra Marathon. We have the t-shirt hung up here right in behind us. That took place in Hinton, Alberta, in Jasper, kind of Rocky Mountain area.
Folding Mountain.
That's what I said, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's the specific area.
Oh, yeah.
We're lacking
on Folding Mountain, yeah.
We're lacking for decor. So that shirt might fall down.
And those t-shirts are awesome, by the way. Just one of the many awesome things that we walked away with after this weekend.
Yeah.
So we wanted to do a little race recap on that. Starting off, just even talking about the race. It's funny because this race was not one that we actually had mentioned ever in the pod before about being kind of on our roster for races this summer.
It wasn't in our race preview, season preview.
No, exactly.
Episode.
And so randomly, I think I just came home one day, or maybe you sent me a text and said, I got us registrations for the relay. Yeah. And I was like, okay, let's do it.
It was on my radar. I think last year, maybe in the fall, they'd come out with, might have been even in the summer when they announced that they were having their inaugural trail race, and it piqued an interest because it looked really well branded. Like they had a good website and all that.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe we could do that. And it sold out like boom, instantly. Gone. We couldn't get tickets. But then some ticket swap opportunities came up, and ended up landing a relay team race. So our first relay together. My second relay race, and I think your second relay race ever, but our first together. So it was pretty cool.
And why did we pick the relay?
Well, because there were no solo tickets available.
Mainly. True. I thought that there was more intent behind that. But there was no solo registrations left. Like you said, it all sold out super fast.
I just wanted a cop out in case we didn't do well.
Yeah, totally. But also not only that, but it's early in the season. So beginning of June, not a lot of mountain races around here happen that early.
No, it's true.
And then we were just coming off, the timing wise, we were just coming off, 3 weeks from your marathon, 2 weeks from mine. Road marathon, and then this race. And so I think the relay was a really good opportunity for us to just ease into the ultra season.
It was.
And and it was so much fun.
Yeah, I think for the onset, we just went into it thinking this would be a great opportunity for training. We have some really big trail ultras coming up in July and August, and both elevation distance wise right now pretty daunting. So happy we got this in on Flatlander legs. But I looked at this as a great opportunity to run a fun, cool race with you. Bond. And also to get some wicked training in. And it checked all those boxes. So
it really did.
Yeah, why don't we describe? So this was their inaugural event, and my apologies, I know, I think it's Jacqueline, Jason, and Sammy were the three race directors. And this was their inaugural event, which is always a daunting task. I mean, I would imagine. I have no experience as a race director, but I just want to speak a little bit to the setup, the experience, because those things often, get passed by and aren't always recognized. So I want to just give a shout out to that team. The race directors in particular were awesome. The volunteers were fantastic. And I think for an inaugural event, they set up the event well. They had the Folding Mountain kind of base camp has one of the prettiest breweries I think I've ever seen. It's beautiful. And I don't know if there's ownership there with that director group or whatnot, but really awesome setup and a great area to stage a trail ultra.
So I believe one of their race directors. Jason co-owns the Folding Mountain
Okay.
Brewery.
Good.
But such a
That would
good,
make sense.
yeah, like a good staging area. So sometimes with these inaugural races, you're not sure,
Mhm.
you know, if things, it takes time to iron
Yeah.
things out, right? And we always talk so much about the experience. So we really appreciate when we have like such a good overall weekend and experience, because a
Yeah.
lot of times we're traveling for these
Totally.
races, right? Lots of people are. And
It's a lot of money,
yeah,
time that you commit, and for Jasper's a bit of a haul
yeah,
for us. It's a 5 hour plus drive, and
yeah,
it's awesome when the curators of an event make you feel special
yeah.
from the moment
So
you get
cool.
there,
Yeah.
right? And I felt like the setup at the base of the folding mountain, it was so cool,
So
very
cool.
unique. You're kind of in this little world of your own.
Yeah.
I mean, you're close to the highway,
Yeah.
but you quickly forget that because you're in your own little space. They had kind of a good athletes village, vendor village set up, with some mostly local companies, good tents, and of course the brewery right there.
Yeah.
A couple other, I guess, accommodation places that we did our pre-race check-in at. And they had
Yeah.
a Solomon tent set up, so they did some really cool things
Yeah.
that I can only imagine takes a lot of effort to get going. So
And
big.
even the bib photos,
Yeah,
right?
the
Like
big photo,
that
really
is,
cool. The photographers were
yeah.
exceptional. They had great
Yeah.
photographers on trail, and then of course during the pre-race check-in, which was really cool.
That was fun. Yeah.
I don't think
We've never had that
we've never
before.
had that,
No.
which is very unique.
No.
So again, props to
Yeah.
them. We got great takeaway goodie bags. That's that shirt you're looking at. It's a really nice shirt, high
Yeah.
quality stuff.
Great race
Feels high quality
packages. Yeah.
and looks cool.
Mm-hmm.
So gotta love that. Some other gear, and
Mm-hmm.
then of course we roll into race day. So yeah, again, big props to the team, everybody that helped out, all the volunteers, anybody on staff with that group. You did great.
Yeah, and I couldn't be more thrilled with the flagging situation. I've been known to get lost a time or two. We both
Yeah.
have before, actually. And this race really reminded me of the Black Lung Ultra that we did last year, and that was last year was their second year
Yeah.
for Black Lung. Same thing, like brand new, but just like so good,
Mhm.
like just salt of the earth people, but also just really you could tell the race directors not only love the entire weekend, but love ultra running as a whole.
Yeah.
And that was really evident, I found. And so, yeah, we roll right into the weekend. How did you feel leading up to the weekend?
Well, I had, you've already alluded to it, but we had just come off some marathon runs,
Hmm.
and I had an extra week out than you did. So I think I felt good. Like I felt
Yeah,
really recovered. I didn't feel
yeah,
confident with my mountain legs. I mean, both you and I have not been on a mountain yet this year.
no.
That was literally our first time in the mountains since last summer. And we
Last fall, but
last
yeah,
fall, I suppose, yeah.
yeah,
And we hadn't done really any elevation. In Red Deer, we don't have a lot of elevation. We got a couple hills down the river valley, and you can get 100 to 300 or 400 meters if you trudge around out there for 3 or 4 hours. But other than that, you have to kind of travel to get an elevation. We just haven't made the efforts yet because we were focused on the road. So
yeah,
I came in, I felt pretty good. Cardio wise, I was there for sure. That was not going to be an issue, but I was worried about my mountain legs.
yeah.
And yeah, I, for good reason. And that became a problem.
Did you sleep the night before?
Not much.
Hmm.
No, we stayed in Hinton,
Yeah.
and we won't name names, but we stayed at a fairly nice hotel, and the staff were great. But the
Oh,
bed,
it was fine.
the
Yeah.
bed was like horse shit.
Yeah. But that's hotel, right? But
Yeah, it resembled a V, like a
hmm.
deep V, kind of just sunk in the middle. But yeah, sleep was not good. So, but I mean, I typically don't sleep well
Yeah.
before a race, whether it's nerves or excitement, or just general discomfort.
From all the carb loading.
From all that. But no, I didn't feel awesome energy wise coming
Yeah.
in, and I know you didn't either.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about you.
Yeah, I was 2 weeks. This was not even actually not quite 2 weeks from my marathon. I was like 12 days or something
Yeah.
from having run the marathon. And I took one day, I think the day after the marathon
Mhm.
off. Did I or did I run? But either way, I took very little time off and then continued to run and just hit the trails. Same thing. I didn't have mountain legs at all. I had road legs. I thought if it comes down to a foot race, I know I've got this handled. But leading up to, I felt actually okay, but we had um, and I think we alluded to this before, but I have just taken on a new job. So that was like super busy. You had just come off of on call.
Yeah, a week of
I
call.
had been previously on call. Like it's always like right around these races, it seems like, right? This
Yeah,
life goes
life
crazy.
doesn't stop for
Yeah.
ultra races.
Yeah,
It
and
should.
so I know, right? And so then I was feeling okay. We were carb loading quite a bit and that kind of thing, and not too bad the night before. We did a little jaunt around, like literally a 3K
Yeah,
shakeout run, had some good pizza. So that was
yeah.
nice. That was really nice. But same thing. I truly don't know that I slept a wink. Like I remember seeing like
You were worse than me.
12, 1, 2, yeah, and then by I think 2 a.m. Our alarms were set for 4:15, but by 2 a.m. I put my AirPods in and listened to a podcast, still didn't fall asleep.
Mm,
And then the morning rolled around and I felt like
yeah.
junk. And then figured out some things throughout the race. And the last few times I've taken salt first thing, they've really been like messed up my stomach. Same with the marathon. So some of those things were also, I felt pretty nauseous that morning, really sleep deprived,
Under optimized.
under everything, guys. And then got dressed and got ready to go. Thankfully, we laid our stuff out before, but and headed over there. But I was just my energy was so low. It was
Yeah.
actually tough because I wanted to be really excited about it,
No.
right? But and then when the race started, so we did the relay like we said, so it was 2 legs.
Hmm.
So I did over 30 kilometers. You did almost 30 kilometers.
Yeah.
And so we split it. It was split up that way. So basically, I did a big giant loop and then came back, and then you got the timing chip from me, and then you headed off on your out and back.
Yeah. Yeah. The race was, I mean, it says on the shirt 25 and 60. So for everyone I've seen, it's been more than 60. I don't think I've seen anybody where their Garmin or Strava or whatever app they're on has said 60. They've all been 60. And I've seen everything from 2,500 meters of elevation up to over 2,800. So somewhere in there is what we figure. Most of the elevation was on leg 2, and it appears that a bit more distance was on leg 1. So we kicked our morning off early, 4:15. We made our way down there. It was pretty cold. I think it was 0 or just over 0 degrees Celsius.
Yeah. Very
cold. So it was chilly.
Yeah.
And we got there. We went for the racers briefing, and that was short and sweet. And then we basically got you down into the starting gate.
Porta potty first.
Porta potty, which they had a good porta potty set up.
Those porta potties were great.
They were nice. Yeah. They were nice. Although the one was leaking all over my shorts later in the day. But you can't complain.
He blames the porta potty.
Can't complain. Yeah, it's for sure the porta potty. And we got you into the start corral. It kind of felt like a corral.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Dogs barking. The dogs are barking. This is fun.
The dogs are barking.
We might have to edit that out later.
Yeah.
Dogs, stop. This is fun. The joys of podcasting.
At home.
Barking.
Yeah, we need a door.
We do. We have a door. We should close that. They'd still bark. You'd still hear them. We were there not long, and then we got ripping.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1 came pretty quick.
Yeah.
And off you went. You ditched your sweater.
Yeah, I ditched my sweater. I had a sweater and a giant blanket. We had randomly before we left the house. You're like, should we just bring this blanket? I'm like, oh, sure. It was just a fuzzy white blanket. Yeah. And I wore that thing around. It looked ridiculous.
It was crucial.
But it was actually really helpful. But then we started, and as soon as we started, so I went out fast right out the gate because I knew we were on road for, I think, the first K.
Okay.
K and a half or something like that, first mile. So road and gravel, and I'm like, okay, sweet. Like I can get ahead. And I did. I came out quick, and I was, there was just the 2 guys ahead of me, and then me for that whole first like road gravel portion.
Mm-hmm. I think you were like 29 minutes for 6.5K on that first go.
I think it was even a little less.
It might have been less.
But yeah, something like that. But yeah, we went out pretty quick, and then, so I thought, okay, sweet. And I was wearing shoes that I've ran our trails here in, but I have not ever worn them for technical terrain.
Yeah.
So I've not worn them for a mountain run. I've worn them for trails here. So roots, a little bit of rocks and dirt, but really
Do
nothing
you want to name
technical.
names?
Yeah, the Adidas Terrex Agravix Speed Ultras.
Yeah.
So I generally ran all of last season in the Agravix Speeds,
Mm-hmm.
but these are the Ultras. So the next step up, giant rocker,
Yeah.
big ultra shoe. I started wearing those. They feel good on the road. And pretty much right away, I noticed two things as soon as I hit the trails. Number one, I was exhausted, like
Yeah.
from the get go. I kind of attributed it to no sleep. Later in the race, I realized I'm really fatigued from not having been recovered from the marathon for
Right.
sure. And so,
But you're always down for a good time.
always down for an adventure, would never say no. And then the second thing that I realized right away was that these shoes were like super unstable.
Yeah.
And that carried throughout the entire race. They are um
And we had that was a big question mark.
that was a question mark. Yeah.
It's a max cushion shoe,
Yeah.
right? That the big fat heel stack, huge rocker, like you mentioned, and we kind of knew like, oh, this is going to be a good test to see how you were mostly worried about the down.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and it was a good test. I'm really glad I actually did test them out instead of on a bigger race like that, a little bit shorter distance. And they were really unstable. They were not good for technical terrain. There was lots of little rocks and stuff like that too, lots of branches, and I was just my footing. And I'm very steady footed.
Sure,
Is that a word? Sure-footed?
No, I like steady-footed.
Steady-footed. But I am very sure-footed, like, on the trail. Like, I never really roll my ankles.
No.
Like, I'm never that's something that is a big strength of mine, so I can go down very quickly and up, and technical terrain doesn't usually bother me. I was a friggin' disaster. I was, like, rolling my ankle every 5 seconds. You know, you almost feel, like, a little bit, like, drunk or something, and you're just, like, tripping all over your feet.
Yeah.
I was getting so frustrated, but that was kind of my experience the whole race. And I was just super fatigued, like I mentioned.
Right.
So, beautiful like trails though. It was really fun. I felt my speed was good for definitely the first half. There was a giant stretch. I was by myself. I think I naturally accidentally slowed down. I was mentioning to you I was keeping a good clip, and I knew that, oh, there's only this person in front of me and this person, whatever. I kind of knew who was in the general vicinity, but there was lots of trail that I ran alone. And I think that naturally sometimes when that happens, you naturally kind of slow down because your competition's kind of right. Like you're just that race mode. You're going. You think you're going, but your mind wanders. And
for sure.
I think naturally I kind of slowed down a bit. So
it's different than a road marathon in the sense that you're not often you're in on a trail race. You're not around people, or even if you are, and they're not right with you.
Yeah.
And you're in dense bush foliage, you can't see them.
No.
So you feel like you're alone.
You feel alone. Yeah.
Even though somebody might be a minute or 2 minutes behind you just don't see them.
Yeah. And that's exactly probably what it was. And then some ATV track and different stuff like that. And like you said, I had a lot less elevation than you. So we did that strategically. I could do the longer distance, more of the flatter, slower kind of grade. And then you're very strong on the hill, on the ups.
At least right now.
Yeah.
I think I had a bit more conditioning with my CrossFitting.
Yeah.
So at least we thought.
Yeah. No, you did. Yeah. And you did amazing. And we did that perfectly. I did that.
So how did that, when you had about 900 meters, how did that feel because was it mostly in one ascent? Or was it kind of a multi-pitch?
It was more like gradual.
Okay.
I feel like there was a couple of ascents that were a little bit high, but yeah, it was
nothing super sketchy.
No.
And the descent, was it fairly aggressive, or again just kind of a steadier?
Pretty steady, not aggressive compared to what we've done before. But because I was having so many issues with these shoes, I was going, and downs are where I usually pick up speed and pass people. And I had to go like a lot slower because I was just really mindful of not hurting myself. Right?
You don't want to come out and hurt yourself.
And realizing like, okay, these shoes I'm not going to be wearing again. But
it's tough when you make that realization, like
while you're racing,
starting the race. Like, well, this was a mistake.
Yeah, exactly.
Goodness.
But at least I know, right? So And the aggregate speed, so the one level down, they're a completely different shoe, which is why I've ran in them, but why I thought that they might be similar.
Right.
Yeah, and so it was pretty gradual. My legs felt really good. I'm actually really impressed with how my legs have felt on hills even since.
Yeah.
They didn't feel sore the next day at all. That day, they didn't feel sore. But I was getting really tired, and it went good, but I knew pretty quickly I wasn't recovered from the marathon and just everything that came along with that, and the no breaks from not only working out but life
Right.
ever since. And so I was quite tired, and then I ran in. I had that, thankfully, that little pavement
Mhm.
gravel stretch at the end again. Ran in.
Yeah, we didn't get time. Part of the kind of the cruddy part of doing a relay is that you're not able to really talk.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
unless you're phoning
Yeah.
each other, texting each other mid-race, but um, I didn't have a chance to speak with you.
Mm.
We just kind of passed off
Yeah.
the timing chip, and away I went. But like you didn't look like you were in distress
No, I wasn't destroyed,
or
but
anything
I
like
was
that.
just, it was almost that, and we've talked a lot about it since even, but it's that full body fatigue,
Yeah,
right? Like we had put so much into this marathon training thing, and life had been so crazy. And
right.
when I'm talking crazy, like even yesterday, we're like, okay, we have like 20 minutes to relax, and then we have to
Yeah,
go to bed. Like by the time we got home, and that was every day, right?
it's peak adulting.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so I was just really fatigued. I was like, "Oh my
Yeah.
gosh." Yeah. So, yeah, and then I passed off the timing chip to you.
You crushed it. You rocked. I think you were
Mhm.
like 3 hours, 3.5 hours, something like that.
Yeah, and
Three.
then we knew. I didn't really
Yeah,
know. I didn't hear the announcer
I knew.
say, yeah, but after a couple minutes, so I passed the timing chip off to you, you went, and then I heard the announcer say, "The second relay team is coming in." And
Mhm.
I'm like, "Oh, that means we were first." So, and I knew my position was pretty good. And then I thought, "Okay, hold on to that position when you left." So,
So yeah, no, it's fair. And again, the kind of the downside, but I mean, I guess the good side of running relay is that, at least in this particular race, is that we had the Zone 4 tracking app,
yeah.
which was giving us updates at the aid stations. So I knew you were in first, at
Yeah.
least having left the last aid station. I knew that you were the first
Yeah.
amongst the relay
Yeah.
team. So that I was like, oh fuck,
Pressure's
now I gotta
on.
win. I
She'll
can't,
be mad at
I
me.
can't not be first.
Yeah.
So I sat there the whole time, and I went into the car for a bit because I was so cold.
Yeah.
But then I bundled up and put on sweaters and coats and blanket. I because I wanted to get motivated a little bit.
Yeah.
And this is again, I'm painting a picture. Again, great setup in the area.
Yeah.
But I think there was only about 20 relay teams,
Yeah.
and nobody was around. So I was sitting
In
there
the
for
beginning.
3 hours in the cold.
Yeah.
Sun hadn't really come up yet, and there was nobody there. So
I know at the
I
end
was
we'll
watching
talk
people
about
set up.
our opinion on
Yeah,
relays
yeah,
because we really were like, yeah,
yeah.
we were hooked.
There's some learnings there,
Yeah.
but I knew you were in first, so I had kind of guessed when you would be coming in, and was just kind of keeping an eye down the road. And then I went and stood there, waited for you, and you were rolling in. And
Yeah.
we're kind of right on time, so that was great. I was happy to see that you made it through that healthy.
Hmm.
I don't think you were smiling, but you were
Really?
you were through.
Oh, and the other thing I didn't mention too is my shoelaces, double knotted, came undone 4 times. And I've never
That's
had,
fun.
like, A, what a rookie move to have your shoelaces come undone.
Yeah,
And B, I was like, so they were coming undone when I was crossing to see, and I'm
yeah.
like, you mother, you better friggin' stew donut if you
Sure.
no, not you, but the laces, yeah.
So fun.
Hmm.
So yeah, I was there. The transition from leg 1 to leg 2 is right at home base.
Yeah.
So right where the finish line is. Leg 2, fairly simple. You're not going to get lost. So it was an in and out. You run up the one trail up Folding Mountain, all the way to the summit, and then you continue along the summit trail ridge for like another. I think it was around 10K, maybe a little less than
Oh, okay.
10, and then you boot it right back the exact same way,
Right.
which didn't make it any easier physically to accomplish, but at least logistically, I was really happy coming in because I'm like, oh, good, I can't possibly get lost, and that rings true.
Yeah.
If you got lost out there, That sucks. I feel bad for you. And I know someone did get lost. I'm not going to name names, but a couple people got lost. One for sure got lost. Well, that individual was on trail, but they found their way home. So that's good. I felt really just keen to get at it because I was frozen. I had never been that cold starting a race. I kind of got a little bit of a warm up in, and the sun was coming up, which was what I needed just to warm me. But within 2 minutes, I was warm. So when you're doing relay, it's awesome because you're running faster than all the soloists and you get to pass them, and that's pretty cool.
That is cool.
When you see this look of terror in their eyes, like, who is this guy just charging up behind me? And I'm like, I got you. And then I tell them I'm solo. You better speed up. But it was fun. So out of the base camp, a little trot, and then you're right at the base of Foldy Mountain. I believe it was 600 meters over like 4K ish to the first aid station, and then you just keep going up, and you hit this wild scree section, and then you kind of top out at the summit, which you're like, great, I made it to the summit. There's no more up. Wrong. Then you have to go on this ridge run, and there's like another 400 or 500 or 600 meters of elevation on the ridge run, which was, it was hard. It was really hard because I don't have my mountain legs. And I made the ascent quickly, and I pushed it real hard. I was racing. At that point, I had to race because I knew that you'd gotten us into first. So the pressure was on, and I felt every bit in race mode. I was looking over my shoulders, making sure nobody was coming. By the time I got to the turnaround point, I wish I had my little mini cowboy hat. We got our big cowboy hats, which we'll talk about in a minute. But at the turnaround, you had to collect a little miniature cowboy hat to prove that you made it to that point, and then show that thing at the aid station on your way back through. And they were checking. So props to those guys that were checking, which was cool. Got to the turnaround point, had passed, I'd crossed paths with some of the lead soloists, the lead female, and I think the top 5 or so males, and then saw some familiar faces on the way back through again, which was really cool because you're getting, on the out and back, you're getting all the soloists, and I got a bunch of the 25K trail athletes as well. So it was a constant stream of people. Didn't really feel alone out there, which is kind of cool. And I think if you're a person that's like afraid of animals or bears or whatnot, it's nice to have a lot of people on the trail with you, so you feel comfortable in that respect too. I myself do not want to run into bears while on trails, so I really liked that there was people there. It was comforting and kind of exciting and motivating too when you're passing people and getting to bump shoulders a little bit with people. But made the trek back at that point to the summit. Was feeling tired and knew that the elevation was getting to my legs for sure. But I knew once I hit that summit that I didn't have to go up anymore. It was basically 100% down. So got over the scree section on the way back down, which was pretty sketchy in hindsight, probably sketchier than a lot of people thought, or at least than I thought, because I didn't give it a whole lot of respect. But I was cooking down that stuff and spraying scree everywhere and filling my shoes up. But got down to the aid station, ended up having to take my shoes off and dump them out. And these are a gaitered shoe. I ran this race in the La Sportiva Prodigio Pro, and that was my first race with those shoes on. So it was a tester for me too. They held up fine. I had a tiny little blister on my heel, probably because I didn't lace them up very tight. And the gaiters held up well, except for the scree. They did fill up a bit with that scree. And then shortly after last aid station, I filled up a couple of flasks, put a bit of tailwind in there. I knew I needed the calories. I had given away what I thought was my last gel on this section to an athlete that was struggling. Lo and behold, I had another gel in there. I didn't know it. I wish I had known that. But shortly after the last aid station, I took a pretty big spill, hardest fall I've had on a course. Landed on my butt and scuffed my side up a bit, but shook
Where
it.
on your butt?
Yeah. Towards the center, the utmost undercarriage center. Yeah, it was a very not good fall. It felt bad.
You're like, I think I ripped something.
I thought I ripped the thing or two.
Not my clothing.
Not my clothing. No. Didn't shit myself, but got up, walked it off over about a kilometer. I figure I was moving real slow for the next kilometer after that fall, and it you'd think it would like knock you loose and limber you up a little bit. No, everything in my body just stiffened and seized up, and then my legs started cramping right at that time. And maybe that was partially a result of falling, but I think it was the elevation that had finally taken its toll. I'd not really taken in a ton of sodium, less than I would usually take in. So that was stupid. I definitely should have taken some more salt. Like everything went to plan feeling wise. Guts felt good. The gels, minus the one I gave away, I was taking my gels when I should have. So I had good energy. That wasn't a problem. But then when my muscles cramped, I was probably 5K on really crampy legs, hammies, almost purely hammies and glutes, and that's how I finished out the race. I had to stop multiple times and stretch, and then I walked basically, and you had the little ups on the way down. I ended up walking because I was in such pain, but very thankful for the steep ascent because I was able to load my quads up and rely on those, which got me down pretty quick. And then we rolled through the finish line and heard our name called first for the big W. We ended up winning the team relay. Seven and a half-ish hours, something like that.
Something like that, yeah. No, it was really fun. And for those who,
what a monologue that was.
You did piece by piece.
If you're
I didn't
still
talk
awake,
about the aid stations at all.
Thanks for listening. If you're still awake,
put this on if you're wanting to fall asleep. No, but the thing that what I was doing while you were running and falling and hurting your bum, I was watching the zone 4. I was back at like the base camp kind of area watching zone 4. You had been in first place for a while. I'm like, hey, things are going good. You had hit the aid station, the first aid station. Okay, he hit it this time. We're still in first, and it shows like what spot your team is in. And then at some point, 2 hours, I think, from the before you finished, an hour and a half actually, before you finished, something like that, your tracking went off. And I did not know that.
Yeah.
So with that, you only get like infrequent updates. So I was waiting for you to hit the last aid station and waiting and waiting and waiting. And I'm thinking in my head, like, why is he taking so long? I kept like repopulating the website, reloading it. I saw another team go ahead of us, and then another team go ahead of us in the placings. Another team went through the aid station. All of a sudden, we go down to 5th place or 6th place, and I'm like, oh my dear God, like he's definitely hurt. He hurt himself or something's hurting because he would not give up like this many spots.
So just to be clear, you were worried about my safety first, not our place.
He would not give up this many spots if he wanted a bed to sleep in tonight. No, and so no, I thought you were hurt though. I thought you were pretty hurt, and I thought, should I phone him? But then you wouldn't. It's not like you'd answer. You don't have your phone ringing on. And so I got no more updates from you. So I'm sitting there like, what the heck? And I'm waiting. No other relay teams had come through. And then I'm getting my stuff in my hands, like geared up to go back to the car because it was a little chilly still, it's a little bit windy. I was going to go back to the car, sit in the car and humdrum away, just, I don't know, scroll online, waiting. And then I hear the announcer says, oh, we have someone coming through, and all the cowbells you hear start ringing. And I'm far away, and I turn around and look down the road, and you come running up. And I'm like, what the heck? So I dropped all my stuff. I was running.
I know. I saw you running.
Yeah, I ran up to, because I was far away, and I was like, I am so glad I didn't go sit in the car. I was 2 seconds from that car. And I wouldn't have heard that, right? Because, and so anyways, and then you came through the finish line. I was like, oh my gosh, but I was so shocked because everyone else's timing chips were working and were populating. For whatever reason, yours went offline, did not populate, did not register. until like half an hour even after the race or something. It didn't kind of click
something
in.
was glitching
Yeah,
with it for sure.
something was glitching, and so I had no idea. But yeah, you came through first, and I'm like, and they said this is the first place relay team, and I was just like wearing a big jacket too, like I was cold and whatever. Um, and yeah, you came through, so that was really exciting. But I was so shocked because I just saw people passing you, what I thought was passing you, right, as I was watching. Um, so all of that to say that what we decided was that as much fun as we had and as proud as I am of us, we don't like relays. We like to run
Yeah,
together. We don't
we
like to
do.
run separate. It's
Yeah, it's
too
hard.
hard, like, because I was thinking the entire time when I was sitting there, like, I wonder what kind of trails he's on. I wonder
Right.
how he's doing. And when we race together, we're a certain distance apart. But if I was like really petering out or something, I know you would catch up with me soon
And never pass you.
and never pass me. Not a lot. That's a
It's
relationship
a rule.
rule. But you would catch up with me soon, give me some words, and I'd get that boost I needed,
Yeah,
or vice versa, right? But
totally.
yeah. So a relay was hard because
Yeah.
we're not running the same trails.
No, I think I can confidently say that we'll likely never do another relay. At least like a
Like
two-person
together.
relay,
Yeah.
maybe a bigger team one, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's not as engaging as obviously a full
Mhm.
distance. And you're right, like it's hard when you experienced a different race than I
Yeah.
experienced completely.
I didn't see anything you saw.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's tough.
Yeah. Because we love part of
we just have
our
FOMO.
yeah, we definitely have FOMO, and I'm like super jealous of your scree sections and the things
Right.
that you saw, and you didn't see what I saw. But also, we love the race recap, like ourselves, even.
Yeah.
If you can't tell by this long episode, but we love to recap. We love to talk about what sections we liked,
Yeah.
what happened, what we thought like different areas were, and you can't do that with the relay.
Well, any takeaway? Let's sum this thing up. Any takeaways from you?
Yeah, not don't do any ultra distances or marathons after a road marathon. Changing my
Within 2
shoes
weeks.
within 2 weeks. Yeah, changing my shoes. Really good takeaways for shoes.
Mhm.
Really good takeaways for sodium. I'm going to change actually a little bit of that fueling strategy.
Yeah.
So those were some good things. Honestly, really good things to learn,
Mhm.
and that I needed to know before our next one.
Yeah.
What about you?
Train elevation.
Yeah, do mountains before you do mountains.
Mountains are key.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to get some training in there.
We do have an elevation treadmill, I should mention. It goes up to 40%, and it's
Yeah.
decent. It's of course not the same,
Not the same.
but we are lucky to have that.
Yeah. Have fun.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I think anybody who runs long distance or ultras, you know how it feels when your body craps out on you. When that, like, I hadn't had that cramping since June last summer.
Yeah.
Was the last time I experienced anything like this cramping, and it is miserable. Like you want to just yell out. It's so uncomfortable. But you get through it. So know that ache, that pain, that hurt is out there and it's coming for you. But yeah, train the elevation, prep your body, have fun, smile through it, because we're so fortunate to get to do these hard things. And that's all I told myself is, dude, you're on a mountain.
Yeah.
You are running in
running a mountain.
Canadian Rockies.
I know.
On a beautiful
It is the coolest thing ever. Yeah, shoes
So
aside,
lucky.
sleep deprivation aside, and I always think that. And I remember very distinctly thinking, oh my gosh, like I'm so lucky to be out here. We are on this big giant hill, and I was looking out kind of over the trees and stuff, and it's like, this is the coolest ever. Like, this is the coolest. I would love to say this is the coolest job, but this
Not
is
a job. This is the coolest expense that we have.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a lot of fun. But yeah, big props to the Folding Mountain team. These are the hats we got. These are beautiful cowboy hats that we got from winning. Did we say that we won? Anyway,
I don't think we mentioned
it. Doesn't fit on my head with my headphones on, but
so cool though. Yeah, I love that touch. That was fun.
Sweet. It was a really cool touch.
It says right on the badge on the front, first place relay team. So that's so cool.
Masters of the universe.
We're going to be cherishing these.
Yeah, we'll have these up on the wall for sure.
Yeah,
forever. So thank you. We appreciate you tuning in, listening to our race recap. Until next time, we have a race coming up next weekend, Doug's Backyard Ultra.
Yeah.
So that's, what date is that, on June 20th?
Yeah.
June 20th. If anybody's out in the Lacombe area, I know they're looking for volunteers as well as more participants. It's a last man standing event. All goes to a good cause. So if you have $75 burning a hole in your pocket, sign up.
Mm-hmm.
Come run. We'll be running it. 18-hour cap. We'll see how long we make it. I think we'll firmly be in the 2+ hour category. We'll see.
We'll see.
Maybe we'll win it.
Yeah.
Who knows? But yeah, thanks again.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. See you next time.